It's Gem City Tonight with Andrew Mitakides, featuring music director Aimee James. Tonight's guests, from Warped Wing Brewery, Katie Schwartz. From WTUE, BMAN. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host, Andrew Mitakides.
Woo! I love it. They actually think they're going to get entertained. Oh, that's good. Oh, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Gem City Tonight. I'm your host, Andrew Mitakides, amazingly still and loving doing this job. So thank you so much for joining us. So for our regular viewers right now, all 15 of you, you've probably noticed that I've grown a beard. Yes. So we got a jump start on No Shave November. So as you know, the average male beard grows about 5.5 inches a year. It's also safe to say that men would like something else to grow 5.5 inches a year. That Aimee James, everyone, your musical director, whose mic is hot, and she did not, that's out of the gate. Bam! All right, we got jokes. I love it. We do No Shave November. Everyone does it all around the world, embracing that during cancer, a lot of people lose hair. So a lot of our writers, staff, and producers haven't been shaving in honor of this. So right now, our director, Lowell, looks like Forrest Gump after the run. I look like Grizzly Adams, and Jonathan, where is he? Come here. He can save you 15% or more on car insurance. So yeah, so we look great. So, but let's go ahead and jump ahead. So I want to jump to a story that I actually read out of Rhode Island, which I think is outrageous, but it kind of makes sense. The state DMV is proposing that motorists are going to be charged a $15 fee just for entering the building, just walking in the building. I mean, it's torture enough to go there, but now you're going to charge us? Just stepping foot. $15. Yeah, Donald Trump learned of this, and he's like, why didn't I think of that? I could totally do that. Yeah, Donnie, it's called the White House tour. We charge people for that. It's just a thing. So, but I can actually imagine him taking it one step further. Like he's standing at the Oval Office. He's like, no. Mikey, I need $15 just to get in. That sounds like more Bernie Sanders. I don't have a good Trump impression. I don't. Anyway, but yeah, the Rhode Island Department of Motor Vehicles is calling this the in-person charge. So what it's supposed to do, it's claiming that it'll encourage people to go online and use their services to make it a little bit easier to cut down on some of the lines. But $15, that's a little steep, isn't it? And kind of an arbitrary number. Think of what you can get for $15 in this day and age. 3 KFC fill-ups, a membership to Planet Fitness, and the entire Miami Dolphin franchise. Oh, please, they're like what, 0 and 200? Who cares? They're not even watching this. If they are, I'm pretty screwed. That's beside the point. Yay. But seriously, what is Rhode Island gonna do? And it's pissing off like all the citizens that live there. Why? Doesn't it take like 12 steps to get from one side of Rhode Island to the other? Aren't they all gonna leave? This new DMV policy will execute the world's most underwhelming mass exodus in history. Just imagine the headlines. Breaking news today in Rhode Island. A population suddenly shrunk by 75% when 5 people walked out of the state. I don't even know. And I don't know why I'm going after Rhode Island either. I don't even know. I tried to think before we did this where Rhode Island came in like the secession of like with states in the Union. Does anybody have a guess? The entire audience is silent. I love that. You could just throw literally a number out between 0 and 50. No idea. Anyway, the next story, which I love, I'm so glad we're doing this. The next one for all you holy rollers out there, Nike recently released a line of shoes called Jesus shoes. I'm going to say this again. They released a white pair of sneakers called Jesus shoes that have holy water in the side where the bubble goes. I'm not making this up. And more bizarre, they're $3,000 a pair. And they sold out in 6 minutes. 6. $3,000 a pair. I mean, that makes sense. That's hype. I mean, it doesn't matter how much these things cost. It's not going to resurrect Carmelo Anthony's career. It's not. I know he's not watching, so I can do that joke. But this gives walking on water a whole new meaning. Back when you could actually impress your followers, and now it's just a party trick for some frat guy at UNLV. Look, guys, check it out. Really? Stop. Now, also no word from the Vatican because it hasn't helped the Pope's turnaround jumper, so I don't think he's going to be wearing these things anytime soon. And by the way, if you actually thought about it, if Jesus came back now, he's not going to wear sneakers. He's not a sneakers guy. And he's not going to stick to the 2,000-year-old sandals. He was a carpenter. He's going to wear Dickies. He's going to wear Timberlands. He's going to wear something. I mean, but come on, Nike. Is there not a religion you won't exploit? Seriously, what's next? Buddha boots? Mohammed moccasins? Confucius clogs? Give it a rest. Oh, by the way, also stick tuned for the holiday season where Brita is going to do their new filter, the water to wine pitcher. I wrote that joke. I don't care how bad. Get out of here. I don't care how bad you think it is. I wrote it. I wanted to keep it in. I did it. Screw it. I did it. I'll have the Jonathan's like, stop walking. Stop doing that. All right. Anyway, turning to national news, the 2020 Democratic candidates are still fighting it out for the primaries and the caucuses, quickly as they are approaching. At the heart of all this drama, everyone in America is going, there's another presidential election? Didn't we just have one? Like 5 minutes ago? But here we go. There's no shortage of interesting moments on the trail. For example, Elizabeth Warren recently announced that she would repeal the Senate filibuster on her first day in office if she was elected president. Ironically enough, she did this at the end of a 4-hour speech. But yeah, thank you. I think I got a rim shot from the crowd. That's all. That's for all you political science majors out there. Yeah, my mom's watching this at home going, oh God, don't make political science jokes. You're an actor. Don't do it. Speaking of which, Bernie Sanders confirmed that he did suffer a heart attack last month. Obviously, we're great and relieved to see that he's back on the trail and recovering nicely. However, when asked what he thought led to the actual heart attack, he was a combination of poor diet, lack of exercise, and then he heard Hillary was running again. Can I get a rim shot one more time from you? Thank you. All right.
You're welcome.
Thank you. We just put that in somewhere.
Yeah, I need one.
Fix it in post. And finally tonight, Kiss is on its last leg. Yes, the band. It's literally on their last leg. It's their last tour. It's the end of the road tour. Now, the interesting thing is I did some research. Normally tours, and B-Man can confirm this. We have him on the show tonight, so we got a radio guy on tonight. He can confirm this. Normally tours last a few months. This tour lasts from January 21st, 2019 to June of 2020. Yeah, that's not a tour, that's the Trail of Tears. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of makeup. A lot of boots, a lot of makeup, a lot of fake blood. That means, so the band has been together since 1971, which means their fans, who are pretty much now in their 60s, were once going to concerts, smoking weed and drinking beer for a good time. Now they're smoking weed and drinking beer because they have glaucoma and have a bowel movement. Well, don't worry, because if you got one of these tickets, it was ensured that the fans are going to have a good time on the last tour. Ironically, they didn't know that they were getting insures at the concerts. All right, we got a great show for you to stick around for more Gem City tonight. All right, welcome back to Gem City tonight. That was a good monologue. That was fun. So as we get into the latter part of the year, because we're in November now, so as we do stuff like this, there's a lot of cosplay stuff, and I do have a Ghostbusters uniform, and I do a bunch of parades and stuff like that. So one of the things I wanted to show you and try to get into is how. Sorry. Hello?
Hello, is this Andrew Mitakides?
It is. Who's this?
Andrew, it's Barack.
It's Barack Obama. What do I do? Okay. Mr. President, yeah, my bad. Sorry. Former president, everybody, Barack Obama. So, yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Well, what can I do for you, Mr. President?
I was just hanging around. I figured I'd give you a call, see how you're doing. It's been a long time since we hung out.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
To think that the last time we were hanging out, we were dipping our balls in Mitch McConnell's orange juice. Another classic Obama prank.
Yeah.
By the way, you're not still into that Ghostbuster stuff, are you?
No, not at all. No, I've outgrown that. I don't do that. Anyway, what have you been up since you left office? Have you been doing anything?
Well, quite frankly, I've been watching a lot of Gym City Tonight. And you guys are doing a bang-up job. Except for that one writer you got, Kevin Rupert. That guy sucks.
Yeah, he's pretty bad. So yeah, I'll go with you on that one. But I mean, he's a good guy. But I'm sure the audience wants to know what is it like for a former president? Give us a little behind the scenes of Barack.
Well, Andrew, I still make a lot of important decisions. For example, this morning Michelle informed me that our dog Bo has fleas. And I said, listen, Michelle, it's in times like these that it's important to remain calm, keep a level head, and act judiciously. So long story short, I drone striked his doghouse. Had to be done.
Okay. Okay. Well, what do you think about some of the Democrats that are running in the 2020? You've got to have an opinion on that.
Well, as you know, I pledged to remain neutral throughout the primary process. So I won't be endorsing any candidates today. I'll just say this, from an objective standpoint, that if you don't vote for my BFF Biden, you're dead to me.
Joey. Yeah. What about any other candidates? Anybody else you like?
Well, Kamala is okay, I guess. I mean, she says a lot of things I agree with. But let's keep it real. That lady is clearly a politician, or a robot made in a politician factory. Also, being a black president is my thing. Cory Booker, you can F off too.
Oh, okay. Cory, if you're watching, I call Barack. So now that we know how you feel about the Democrats, anything to say about the man who took your job in the most expensive government housing ever?
Actually, yeah, there is. That bastard owes me $2.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we were in the limo on the way to the inauguration. And Trump asked if he could borrow $2 because he was going to stop by the vending machine. To this day, 2 years later, I still haven't seen that money. Oh yeah, he's clearly a racist. Imagine if I told a bunch of white people to go back to where they came from. Mitch McConnell would have spit up his orange juice, not just because we just put our balls in it.
This is true. Okay.
Look, the point is, this is a country where everyone should be treated fairly and equally regardless of race. And if you're a leader of the free world and you don't acknowledge that, you're just a douche. Also, where the hell is my $2?
No, I totally get it. Well, any other parting words of wisdom from the 44th?
No, but I am trying to be more hip in my old age. So I would like to leave you with a few dope rhymes from an amazing musical artist I've discovered in my retirement. His name is Slim Shady.
Oh, yeah, Eminem.
Who's Eminem?
He's the, never mind. Go ahead, sir.
Now let me be clear. Can we rap this song? Yes, we can. Y'all act like you never seen a white person before, jaws off on the floor like Pam and Tommy just burst in the door. Okay, that's all I know. Michelle walked in before I could memorize the rest of the lyrics.
Okay, well, thanks for the call, B. I guess I'll talk to you later. Former President Barack Obama, everybody.
Bye,
Thanks,
everybody.
bud. Okay, so that just happened. We'll be right back.
Hiney, tushy, badunkadunk, call it what you want, but talk to your doctor because the American Cancer Society says colon cancer is a leading cause of cancer deaths in the U.S. I was diagnosed with colon cancer, but I might have avoided it completely if I just had my keister checked. So get off those juicy doubles and go get your rump shaker screened so you can say you literally saved your own ass. Can we change padonkadonk?
All right, welcome back to Gem City Tonight. So my first guest tonight is not only a awesome person, she's actually really one of my really good friends. So put your hands together for Katie Schwartz. coerced you into coming on.
I don't know how, but you did.
The promise of beer and good stories, maybe.
I mean, I brought the beer, though.
This is true.
So-
I didn't mean at this current moment, but eventually.
Yes.
So we were talking about like what we wanted to do and so forth for the show, and one of the highlights that I've always worked because I play Dayton rugby and so forth, and one of the staples is Warpoint. So, and you've been there since the beginning, right?
Yes, I've been there since day one.
So that's 5, 6 years, how long?
Closing in on 6.
Okay.
Yep.
So never a dull moment?
No. No, never a dull moment.
So since you were there from day one, I've always wanted to know, like, because I was gone for a while and I came back, and I saw how much the city had developed and just like there was this boom of not only just breweries but life. So what was it like to be there from the beginning to watch Warpoint kind of grow?
Well, I mean, at first, we were just another brewery, because I believe we were number 9 to open up out of all the ones in the Dayton area, or what you would consider the Dayton area. And it's just been interesting to watch, just to have a couple tables and chairs, like not have the place packed, to every Friday, Saturday night, the place go to standing room only, and like, okay, we need to add in more tables and chairs or whatever we're able to, and just watch everything grow and add in more tanks and produce more beer and just explode in a sense.
And you're in, I love the building you're in, because it's the old...
It's the old Foundry nightclub.
Yeah.
So-
What was it before that?
It was a brass and iron foundry from the late 30s to the late 60s called Buckeye Iron and Brass.
That's awesome. And that building, for a while, sat empty.
So from what I remember, or what I've been told, those were the only 2 other businesses to be in there long term. So, I mean, you're talking late 30s to late 60s, and then it was empty till 2004 to when the nightclub opened up. Well, the nightclub closed in 2007, and then it wasn't till mid-2013 that we came in, and then 6 months after getting into that space, we were opened up as a brewery. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it sat empty for quite a while. But, I mean, now you got a booming brewery in there that's not slowing down by any means.
No, not even close. I mean, I've been there, so the rugby team has helped out with things when the release last year was it Esther's Little Secret?
You guys generally help out with Whiskey Rebellion.
That's
and,
what it was, yeah.
The anniversary party, too.
And that was pre-orders, because that's all we were handling. And it was down around the corner, outside, into the street. It was insane. And you guys you found that niche, because you partner a lot with the community.
Yeah. I mean, we like to do a lot of local collaborations. We love all things local, because that's how we get the beer names. That's how we do what we do, is by thinking local. So...
And you partnered, like I said, you partnered with Esther Price. You're the main sponsor for our jerseys. Lord knows we've sung a song or two or had a beer or two in there. But thank God she can't tell stories, and we don't have enough time, and we don't have enough bleeps.
And you don't want to hear them either.
Really, really, really don't.
I kind of do.
She walked in.
Maybe later.
Okay. For the viewers, because I kind of want to know this too. What was your first impression when you saw me, when you met me? Because this I like this story. So go ahead. Go ahead. We got time. It's my show.
I honestly didn't know what to think. Well, because I met you through rugby, and then I met you through a couple charity events that we have done. And so at one point, I refer to you as your rugby name, because that's how I knew you. So
which is Hollywood.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah.
But when people say Andrew, I'm like, who?
Who? Is that guy?
Huh? But you were just this ball of energy that I didn't know how to contain or deal with. So I'm just like, alrighty then.
Yeah, that's all right.
Like, sometimes you come in and it's like you're calm and collected. Other times it's like, let's go. And I just never know which side of you I'm ever gonna get.
Amy's like, yeah.
So
You can't see right now. My entire crew is like, yeah.
It's true. It is so true.
So you just said one of the things I really wanted to touch on. You do Mondays when the brewery's closed.
Okay.
The pints you do charity events.
That's Tuesday.
Tuesday, that's what I meant.
We do it on Tuesdays.
And it's called?
It's called Share a Pint, Make a Difference. When we first started it, it was one charity over every month. It was every Tuesday in a given month. We would do hours of 5 to 8, whatever sales we did in that hour. A pint was $1. House-made sodas we included in that. We included 5-ounce pours at 25 cents a pop. Well, but then we realized, okay, that's great and all, but you have one charity over an entire month, or at least every Tuesday in a month. Well, we decided beginning of this year, 2019, that we would do one charity every Tuesday and just do the entire time that we're open, because we realized it was a struggle for charities to try and get people to come out every Tuesday in their given month.
Right.
And also that we just weren't, I don't want to say giving back as much, because I mean, we do a lot.
Yeah.
But it was just, I liked the change seeing a different charity every Tuesday, because I work every Tuesday. And so it's a nice change to see a different one, see who they bring in, and just people rallying around that.
Yeah.
But
Like I
it's a
said,
nice thing.
I partnered with you guys twice for Brothers Helping Brothers. We had Nick on the show, and then for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. So, and you guys have been tireless supporters of all the community, and I thank you guys so much. So, I'm not letting you go because I know you brought goodies. So,
Yes, I did.
So we'll get to that a little more with Katie Schwartz. We'll be right back. Daisy. We're back with more Gem City tonight, and my friend Katie from Warp Wing brought some goodies that we're going to talk about. So, all right, so I've got some. These were. I'm hiding these back here. So these were releases that were a while ago.
Yes, they're ones that we don't do or we haven't done, or they're like seasonal ones. So the one in your hand is actually last year's Esther's Little Secret.
Okay.
One of the local collaborations that we do every year. The little secret about that beer is we vary up the style and the ingredient that we get from Esther Price every year. So it's never the same beer twice. So this will be version number 6 that we have coming out, I think November 7th?
I think that's what you said, yeah.
Yeah, this last year was a chocolate cherry cordial stout. Like we've done a milk chocolate brown ale. There's been a Scotch ale caramel.
And it's based on their candies.
Yes.
That's the thing. So
That's where we get it from.
Yeah, so the viewers don't know, Esther Price is a phenomenal chocolate company and dessert company. It's been here since the 30s, 40s, like before the earth cooled.
Does your box say?
And oh, hey, yeah.
Maybe? I don't know.
Fine chocolates. Hold on. I'm going off script. Lowell's back there. Like, God damn it. 1926.
There we go.
There you go. So these two went together. So, okay. We need to get them on the show, speaking of which. Ricky's back there like, I'm on it. And then the Baltic Argonaut.
So the Baltic Argonaut, well, first off, we don't even do 16-ounce cans anymore. So
Yeah, I
that's
was wondering where that came from.
That's
so.
an old school one that I pulled that out of my library. The Baltic Argonaut is our anniversary beer. So when we celebrate our anniversary in January, we usually roll out that beer. Well, the last couple years, though, it has been a barrel-aged version or multiple versions of it. This last year, we did it in port wine barrels, rye whiskey, and then a Tennessee whiskey version. But it's been a couple years since we've just done the regular straight-up Baltic Argonaut, which is a porter.
Right.
Sits anywhere between 10 and 11.5%.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm not
no wonder
sure
you
what,
stopped doing 16-ounce
Well, I'm not
cans.
sure what the can says on it. Right over here.
Hold on. Wait. 11.5.
Yes. And then just imagine throwing that in like a whiskey barrel or something. So it's probably a little bit higher than an 11.5%, but
Good God.
that's what we ringing it at.
For the viewers at home, like a Bud Light is like 5%, just to give you an idea.
Wine
Yeah,
is like 12.
something like that.
No.
Wine is 12.
Yeah, true.
Depending on the wine, yeah, it gets
Yeah.
up to 12.
Okay, so
So-
we're going to talk about the ones that are in front of us. This is the Whiskey
Yeah.
Rebellion. All right, do you want to crack it? I mean, you are the head bartender.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not the head bartender, but I've been there the longest.
Okay, that's
So-
what I meant. By the way,
Yes.
everyone there is fantastic. We love them. So, all right, so we're gonna.
I'll
crack
let you do
these.
the honors.
I will. So, I mean, we're having beer on the stream. Who doesn't
Yeah.
like beer? I mean, come on.
Well, so the one he's cracking is Whiskey Rebellion. That is a Russian Imperial Stout. Over the years, it's usually late November, early December that beer comes out. we generally brew that beer come January, and then we let it sit and age in bourbon barrels till
Oh, you can smell
November,
it.
December. Oh yeah.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Well,
normally when you hand it to me, it's already in a glass, but I've never cracked one.
Yeah.
And it stings the nostrils.
well, and the bonus
In
about
a good
this
way.
one is that's last year's version too, because we haven't even released this year's. December 14th will be the big rollout of Whiskey Rebellion for this year.
And that's the one that Dayton did, the rugby team did last
Yes.
year, when it's like down and
Yep.
around the corner, and
Yep,
it's like
that's
Black
when-
Friday for beer. It's true. I mean, it was crazy.
Pretty much. I mean,
was-
that's our biggest event of the year, because not only do we release Whiskey Rebellion, but the last couple years we've had variants to it. Last year we did a 3-year reserve to where we aged it for 3 years.
That's right, because there was more than, there were different couple ones, and the label was
Yeah, and then
different.
we had a peaches, vanilla, and caramel version last year too. And then,
I do remember waking up smelling
Yeah.
like peaches. I do
well,
remember that.
we're redoing the peaches version.
Not the woman, the actual thing, because she doesn't smell good.
You looked
so.
at me.
But
Right at you.
I know.
Oh, peaches.
no, so we have 2 new ones we're doing this year that I don't think I'm allowed to talk about just yet.
That's fine. That's fine. No,
So upcoming exciting things for Whiskey Rebellion, there's 2 new versions that I cannot wait for, especially one of them.
which I'm probably
So-
going to be there. Okay, we got to
Yes.
try these. I'm staring at these.
Okay.
Sorry, let's try some beer here. All right, this is good. What are you doing?
Hey, you said if I came on the show that
I-
you'd give me free beer.
There's all right. Yeah, there's all right. There's
not taking
B-Man,
mine.
everybody. It's our next guest. So I know, right? Okay. So as an avid beer drinker, which I know you are, not that I would know that or whatever.
It's kind of obvious.
You've been to War Point? Yeah. And like you've been around town forever. Like watching the brewery scene, watching stuff like this. I mean, how pivotal is it to Dayton?
It's amazing. And these are places that people can gather and experience, and it's just done wonders, I think, for the city. Let alone the amount of different types of beer we can try. Just it's places to socialize, and it's added a whole new vibrancy to the city as far as I'm concerned.
True.
You know, so
Well,
I like
all right.
hanging out, drinking beer with.
Cheers to that. Katie, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you for bringing the goodies. So I know you're
gotta
gonna
share.
I know you're gonna hang out in the audience for a while. We'll be right back with B-Man. He'll actually come out and act like he didn't come out now, and then we're gonna play a game with him later. So stick around for more Gem City Tonight. I don't think we drink enough on the show.
I'm Michael Rediger, Director and CEO of the Dayton Art Institute. For the past century, the DAI has enriched our community by creating meaningful experiences with art that are available to all. Those experiences have inspired conversation, action, emotion, and so much more. From humble beginnings, the DAI has grown to be one of the region's premier fine art museums, with an awe-inspiring collection built through the generosity of many donors that spans 5,000 years of art history. It includes works by Monet, Rubens, Edward Hopper, Andy Warhol, and so many others, as well as significant collections of Asian art, African art, and works from the ancient Americas. In addition to our diverse collection, the museum offers world-class exhibitions, family programs, art classes, social events, and more. The DAI is also known for some of the best events in town, including Oktoberfest, Bourbon and Bubbles, Art Ball, and our Bob Ross Auto Group Jazz and Beyond series, as well as being a premier destination for weddings and private events. It is truly a community gathering space that is available to all. The DAI is committed to enriching our entire community by offering free and discounted museum days, offering discounted memberships and admission, and making free school tours available to students of all ages. Art has helped to shape and inspire and inform our community for 100 years. If all that happened in the last century, imagine what can happen in the next 100 years. The Dayton Art Institute is your art museum, and we hope you will help support this treasured community asset, whether it's visiting on a regular basis, becoming a member, or contributing to our annual fund. The DAI depends on your support, and we look forward to seeing you throughout the year. Here's to 100 years and to 100 more.
All right, we're back with more Jim. Katie's in the audience now, she's making me laugh. We're back with more Gem City tonight. My next guest is a voice that the Dayton area has been hearing for years. He is an integral part of rock and roll in the city of Dayton, and a really, really good friend. It's a Friends episode for me. I like this. So put your hands together for BMAN. I'm glad you kept your beer. That was good. Yeah.
Well, I just started. This is like a couple of days growth.
So yeah, cheers. That's from
Yeah,
the
thanks
last
for the
segment.
beer.
That was good. Yeah.
That's awesome. Number 7 in Dayton Magazine's top 25 things to do when you're in
Listen
Dayton.
to you,
Listen
or-
to me on the radio.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Got
that.
more accolades the last couple of weeks. Hey, Greg, I get letters from my neighbors who read it in the magazine, and they sent. There's this one neighbor has a dog, and sometimes I'll see the dog outside, play with the dog a little bit. I got a card from this dog, Emma, the other day saying, "Thanks for being my friend and playing with me, and congratulations on the Dayton magazine." I was like, from a dog. That's my fan base.
That's how big your reach is. That's how big it is.
Yep.
So, well, thank you for being my friend, and thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me, man. This is fun.
So, speaking of accolades, this is your 39th year on the radio, and you said 45, including high school?
Well, yeah, I was born here and grew up in Chicago, and moved here in the summer of '75.
Okay.
And started my junior year. Before I started my junior year in high school, I spent the summer. I didn't know anybody. I took driver's ed, met my high school buddy in the back seat of a driver's ed car. It's not what you think. But we've been best friends ever
Still got
since.
feisty fast.
We did hug a few times because the other girl that was in the car driving, she was taking it for a third time. She'd flunked the first 2 times, so we were literally hugging each other back seat. But anyway, I played a clarinet, a symphonic band, and
The manliest thing
at
I've ever
Centerville
heard.
High School. Yeah, I know it was a marching band. I didn't fit in, so I had to drop the classes and had to fill 3 classes. So I got into the radio program there, and literally in the '76, we built the studios there at the Centerville High School, and then pretty much started getting on the air and been doing it ever since. Been at TUE. I started there in '81, and then left about '85 or so for a year. So I was actually in Cincinnati for a few months, and then I got hired in Oklahoma City, and went out there for about a year, and then they asked me to come back after they let me go. And
Well, they knew what they lost, that's
yeah,
why.
I guess, yeah. So I've been cruising ever since like '86. Back here, just doing it every day.
So, yeah, the local news did a special on you, and
Channel 2, I love
Yeah?
Dayton. Yeah. John Seibel, we
love to.
sat at home. It's the other BMAN cave. I have the one in the studio, but I have actual BMAN cave at the house with all the guitars and gold records and so many CDs and records I don't know what to do with. But you ought to come over sometime. We'll drink beer and listen to records.
act like, all right, cheers.
Amy can come.
Amy, Katie, I think you're invited to.
Katie, bring the beer.
So, all right, let's get to the front point. We were talking about my nickname, which is Hollywood. B-Man, not your real name, obviously, not on the birth certificate. St's on the birth certificate?
John Beaulieu. It's
Okay.
actually Beaulieu. It's French-Canadian. Beaulieu.
Okay.
And the story went that my step-grandma was feuding with the family, so she changed it from Beaulieu to a Beaulieu, and then that made it easier to order pizzas, and it became an Italian name. But it's Beaulieu, B-O-L-I-O, forget about it. But yeah, it was actually Beaulieu, and I did public address for the Bombers and the Gems and the Demons, Demolition. 19 years I got to do that till they closed Hera. And I probably ran into 3 or 4 hockey players at Beaulieu, because it's French-Canadian. They have a lot of French-Canadian hockey players.
Right.
But anyway, yeah,
E.
So back when I'd be like playing softball, I'd hit a home run, which I did a lot. I was pretty lucky. And, somebody, nice hit, B. It's like, B, man. And then I heard that Army thing one day, be all you can be, man. It just kind of stuck afterwards. So
Nice.
Yeah.
What year was that?
That was, I don't know. I think I started as the King Bee, and then I was the Mad Frenchman, Long John Beaulieu, and then became
fantastic.
B-Man.
I'm so glad I asked this question.
Probably the late '80s, '90s, yeah.
It's on your license plate, too, so it's...
Yeah, vanity plate. so
Mine's
big.
Ecto 8, so I can't say anything. So
Oh
like,
my God, I've seen him around town.
I'm
Yeah.
probably the guy who
That's
flew
me.
around you going 80 miles an hour, going, that bastard. Yeah, that was me.
bright red pickup truck.
Yeah, yeah, thanks, tell everybody.
I
Yeah.
did. Well, I drive a black Ford, so
Yeah.
there, we're even. Black Ford doors. So, the thing I really wanted to ask is, being in it for so long and doing it for so long, how has it changed? I mean, obviously, we're not going to go.
Right.
I mean, it started with tapes, then there was records, it was tapes, and it was CDs and so forth. But obviously, the technology has changed, and not so much about radio. You said earlier, it's more about social media.
Yeah, I could go on forever about that. I know it's limited. Yeah, but yeah, it used to be, we'd put the record on. Usually if we had a long record, you'd go outside and smoke a cigarette. One time I fell asleep during Stairway to Heaven in the old studios, and I kind of came to, it was like this, and I looked over and the record's going, and we had one line, and so this line kept ringing. So finally I answered, it was back in the day, I go, T105, you okay, man? I go, yeah, I got locked out of the building. I was, I didn't want to tell him I fell asleep. Thought I might get fired, didn't, nobody knew anything about it. The guy's like, oh, I was just checking to make sure you're okay. But yeah, we used to like queue up the records and do all that, and we'd make, social appearances and do whatever, try and promote the station. And back then, the ratings were, it was brutal. You're fighting with other
Right.
markets, other stations. I've been in this market long enough that whoever's left, we're just like great friends, and it's not so much competition. We're just all trying to keep our jobs. But they've eliminated a lot of the talent in markets throughout the world, and it's gotten down to the bare few, but I guess the most talented that are left, I suppose. And yeah, we're basically a social media company, and iHeartRadio did the right thing, because radio, it became one of many different mediums that people can listen to stuff.
Right.
Like your Pandoras,
Streaming services and
XM,
things like that.
and like network TV, you had cable, and suddenly there were more options, and it became digital, and everything kind of changed. Now people can listen on their phones or whatever, and that's why you got like Alexa and Google, and we've hooked up with them where you can just say, hey, Alexa, play WTUE on iHeartRadio, and it's like that.
Have you found that your reach, now that people can do that, I mean, they don't need to turn on the radio in the car, and like, have you found that your reach has gone, or Dayton's, or WTU's, or iHeart has gotten
Right.
larger than just Dayton? Have you gone somewhere and been like, yeah, I know you. Like, if you're in Dallas and you're like, oh, BMAN, yeah, I know you.
Well, actually, I filled in Dallas afternoons a few times. They love me there. iHeartRadio.
The one city I picked out of the back pocket. I'm not kidding. I could have said Tulsa.
Well,
I just said Dallas.
with iHeartMedia being a social media, I'm in like 40 markets. They have like the different formats, and for the classic rock 80s, I do overnights in about 40. I mean, from Fayetteville, Arkansas to Memphis, Louisville, Indy, Lexington, Montgomery, Alabama. I just picked up Anchorage, Alaska again, and so I'll do it from the TUE studios. And voice track is what they call it, and then they send it to Cincinnati, and Cincinnati sends it out to all the markets. So I'm always getting people like emailing me going, I used to listen to a BMAN in Ohio, and I'm like, yeah, I'm the same guy. Well, how do you do that? I go, well, we got a helicopter, If Trump can fly all over the place, I can fly all over the place.
BMAN here, reporting live from Anchorage, Alaska.
But we just, I just tell people, I said, well, I'm not actually in Ohio, but we're always on our social media pages having to update those, and that's something that's new. Where that's a way to promote yourselves and promote the company, and they're very adamant about,
Spreading the
using
word
social
and-
media and stuff, doing blog pages and stuff like that. They're always on me about doing more. I'm like old school. I'm like, I don't do that. I still want to queue up records. No, you do social media. So, okay. And then make appearances like this. So.
This is
This is going to boost my ratings, something fierce.
Screw your ratings. That's our ratings. I'm worried about. Screw that. So
I'm here to help.
So, and I thank you. Cheers. So
Cheers.
I got to ask you 2 questions I always ask. Wrong pipe. Host dies on TV. Details at 11.
I choked on rice yesterday. Just a grain of rice. That's all it takes sometimes. You get it the wrong, it just goes down the wrong way.
Eating. It's a bitch.
Yes.
All right.
Chinese food will kill you.
MSG. I haven't even looked at this the entire time. So, one kind of serious note that I wanted to touch on, the 2 funny times. You work in the heart of the Oregon District.
Yes.
It's right there where the shooting was and so forth. And what was we had Gene on from the morning show,
Right.
and talking about it, but what was it like for you to try to go back to work a few days after, or maybe the day after, and just be there? So, I mean, that's where you work.
I wasn't even in town. That's the funny thing. I was on my way to Sturgis for my 19th year. at the bike rally, and it was literally at Sioux City, Iowa, in a hotel. I don't know, about 4, 5 in the morning or something. I had my phone by my bed, and it started just going off. Thinking, and I picked it up, and I'm like, I thought, this is a dream. This can't be real. I was like, so I called my wife. We're both in tears, and I'm like, I need to come home. She's like, well, there's nothing you can do. I go, but it's in my front yard, literally, in the front yard of the station. And it broke my heart, so I spent the whole week out there. And people, it's amazing, because we're in South Dakota. And where are you from, man? It's like, well, from Dayton, Ohio. They're like, sorry, man. I'm like, well, nothing we could do about it. But I couldn't wait to get back.
Right.
And then that Monday, I went back in. We all walked over and did our thing. It's been a rough year for this town, but I'll tell you what, through tragedy, comes, we're just so blessed the way people come together in this town to do things, and that's kind of our job in the media, is to do what we can. Like, we do stuff together, different charities and all that, help people out as best we can. I mean, that's basically my job. And I've been in hot air balloons, wrecked buses, driven race cars, and bungee jumped and done all that stuff. I've been really fortunate to live life. That's why sometimes it's like, what'd you do last night? I watched TV. But I think we get the most satisfaction out of, helping people. And really, I mean, everybody wants to have a little, acknowledgement and recognition and all that, but at the end of the day, it's like when you see somebody smile because you did them a favor, it's just, that's the best thing ever. So it makes me happy, makes everybody happy. And I have fun doing it. That's fun to do. I could actually be working for a living.
True, yeah, because Lord knows I don't. Yeah. All right, fun question I wanted to ask. I've wanted to ask this one for a while. And then we'll come back. When we come back, we're going to play a game. But
Okay.
2 quick questions. If you're going to listen to one song the rest of your life, what is it?
See, one song's tough.
Repeat on, see, mine's easy. So I'll tell you mine. Georgia on My Mind, Ray Charles.
Mine's Good Lovin' by the Rascals.
Really?
Yeah, I always loved that song. Stevie Ray Vaughan was my boy, and I really loved the blues. And maybe you could go with, Buddy Guy or somebody doing Live the Life You Love, Love the Life You Live, which is kind of my creed. Still trying to get it tattooed on my back. I haven't done that yet, but yeah, that'd probably be, if I had to pick one. I don't know, I just love the song. But I can come up with Kodachrome or
You Better, You Better, You Bet.
Sister Golden Hair by America. kind of cheesy songs, but I love that.
Not
I love-
Freebird, God.
Not Stairway to Heaven, because they'll fall asleep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Well, what was the old radio thing? If you really had to go to the bathroom, they played Inagata Davida, which is like 19 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yeah. See? I'm not making
Well,
it up.
see, anymore, everything's like we were talking about, how radio's changed. Everything's on computer.
Right.
And, of course, albums make a comeback, but we'll never go back to that. Everything's digital. So when I'm on the air playing music, I'll break and do whatever, but I'll be playing a half hour of music that's on the computer, and I pretty much will have a half hour to social medialize or go to the bathroom. But
Last question before we get a break. If you're going anywhere in Dayton to hang out, where's your Zen place? What's B-Man's place? You can't say your house. Can't say the other man cave. It's got to be in town. Where is it?
probably work. I don't know. I spent the Oregon District. I mean, I love spending time in the Oregon
Anywhere
District.
down there?
Yeah. Wintertime, I would spend it at the hockey rink, working, doing the hockey games. And summertime, I would always play ball. I still love to hang out with guys that are playing softball, even though I retired. But just being out and about. And I pretty much 3 or 4 days a week in the morning, I'll get up, take walks around the neighborhoods. And I think, it's kind of weird, but I love doing the back to nature thing, just walking around the neighborhoods, looking at the birds and the leaves, and,
B-Man's got a heart.
That crazy rock DJs do, but yeah.
All right.
Just love walking around looking at the earth, man.
Well, I'm not letting you go because when we come back, Aimee James has put together a game for us to play Name That Tune. So, stick around?
Yeah, as long as you're not out of beer.
Oh, no, we're pretty good. All right, we'll be right back with more Gem City Tonight.
Every child deserves a future. Every last child. That's why we do whatever it takes to ensure children grow up healthy, learning, and safe. Right here in the U.S. and around the world, just as we have for nearly 100 years. When it comes to children, we know that even the smallest act can make a big difference. By changing children's lives now, we're changing the course of their futures and ours. Join us.
All right, right, we're back with more Gem City tonight. I had to put my beer down, sorry. So if you've noticed, to my right, Katie has joined us again and brought more adult beverages. So thank you for that.
I love you.
All right, so Aimee James has put together, our musical director, who we love, has put together
She's
a
really
little-
good, by the way.
She
I
is.
love that dress.
Thank you.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I knew you were going to wear it, so that's why I had you two talk.
God, that joke never gets old.
It really doesn't. It really doesn't. You're welcome. But Aimee, this was her idea. So she's going to play, BMAN and I are going to play Name That Tune. And Katie's going to sit here and laugh at us.
Okay.
So,
B-Man gets
B-Man
to go
first?
yeah.
all right.
So I'm gonna play the intro, and then if you can get it by that, I applaud you. But I'll play the melody if we can't get it after that. So.
Okay.
Oh, I got it. You got it?
Oh,
I got it.
keep waiting for the guitar to come in.
Can I steal? Is that another?
No. Wait your turn.
You get it?
I keep saying Californication by the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That's something you were playing earlier.
no.
No, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
You don't. Do you want to guess? I mean, do you want to steal it?
Apologize?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know who it's by, though.
You don't?
I can sing it, not well.
Did you
One
cheat?
Republic.
Oh.
Oh,
And Timbaland would
okay.
be like,
I haven't played them in like ever. So,
Alright.
yeah.
Okay, all right.
And then I'll play the
Literally, I know none of these songs, so this is all her. All right,
Ready?
I'm up. With yourself. It's Maroon 5.
Yep.
And she will be loved. Oh, boom! Boom! Maroon 5. You can't. I love me some Maroon 5, so. Okay.
The name of the song is?
She will be loved.
Oh, okay.
By Maroon 5.
All right, B-Man,
you
you
go.
ready?
Didn't know that. You know this one, right?
Oh.
I've heard this song, but
I have no
I don't watch
idea.
American Idol or The Voice enough, I don't think.
I don't know the words. That's it. I don't know why I'm Peter Griffin.
Is it a female artist?
It is a female artist.
Lady Gaga? Oh,
As soon as he started doing that, I was like,
Paparazzi?
Yes.
Okay.
she called that one Lady Gaga.
no, only because he's singing it that way.
Okay.
Andrew, this one's
It's the only
for
way I
you.
got it.
All right, all right, all right, all
This
right.
one's
Here
a
we go.
tough one.
All right. It's the ginger.
Yep.
Ed Sheeran?
Yeah, it's a yes.
Don't phone a friend because I don't know Ed Sheeran. Don't look at
I'm
me
looking at
like
you.
that. I don't know
It's
Ed
like every
Sheeran.
first dance at a wedding in the last year.
I've played it.
It's not an artist I know.
Favorite song.
I'm about to play the.
I'm just enjoying listening to it.
Yeah, I know, right?
Stop singing like Peter Griffin. It's called Perfect. You look perfect tonight, Ed Sheeran.
Nope.
Yeah, I know.
I
I
was-
tried to make it hard on you too.
Yeah, I knew it was Ed Sheeran.
Okay, so if all right.
All right.
What? Okay, so it's like all right. One is it 1-1?
All right. It is. Yeah.
Because
No,
he got
I think
that.
it's-
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
All right.
So you're up.
So I changed it. I'm gonna change it a little bit because you guessed Californication. I don't want to play that one. So I'm sorry to the writers.
Wait, he
but
automatically
change
gets
the song.
points?
No,
God
no,
damn
no. So I'm gonna make it harder on him.
Oh, get out of here. I'm out. In the first 3 notes.
We have plenty of time to go take a leak.
Yeah.
Yeah, Leonard Skinner, Freebird.
Freebird?
No. No.
Simple Man.
Yes.
There you go. There you go. Simple man.
All right. He's a rock guy. I gotta do that one. All right, this one's gonna be a tough one.
All right.
Simple B-Man.
You know I'm white, right? We're fully aware of this fact.
Come on.
You can steal the game, be a winner if you know.
I don't.
Anybody?
I got nothing.
It's a Post Malone song.
I
Psycho. Do you remember?
don't really know who that is.
Who is Post Malone?
Post Malone, get out of here.
Is that the guy with the tattoos on his face?
Yes, you vanilla thing.
Who kind of
I-
reminds me of Shia
yeah.
LaBeouf, all tattooed.
Did everybody tell Amy
That's what he
I'm
kind of
60?
reminds me of.
Okay.
That's who I
I'm
think
twice
of.
as old as that artist is, I think.
I don't even. Okay.
All right, so this is
He's
you
not
guys.
somebody I listen to.
This is a battle. So if you guys can figure this out, this is a country song. So I'm going out of both of your
Score.
realms. So.
I think
Oh,
I
now
got
we're
this
in
one
Katie's
then.
wheelhouse. All right.
Ready?
Okay. Mercy, Brett Young. Good night.
Yeah,
ya.
that was it.
Good night, Cleveland. Good night.
Yeah.
Good night,
How
Cleveland.
did you
Dang.
know that? I
Why
didn't
you
even
got a
know-
good time? That's what he sounds like. Right?
Tell me impressed.
All right. We'll be right back with more Jim City tonight. Wow. Yes. Boom. I just heard that riff and I was like,
A diagnosis does not define me.
And vision loss doesn't determine my character.
It's our drive that shows who we are.
And we are here to let those challenged with blinding retinal diseases know
That we are driven to.
To be a beacon of strength, a champion of courage.
An advocate for hope.
We fund.
we fight.
We win.
We
We are the foundation
fighting blindness. Join the fight at fightingblindness.org.
all right, we're back. I want to thank Katie Schwartz from Warp Wing. I want to thank BMAN from WTUE. I get to have literally my friends on the show. That's why I love what I do. Amy, thank you for the game. That was a blast. And it's one of those years. So next time you see me, you won't see me without a beard. So enjoy it, fans. Remember, Dayton, you're not alone.
And you never will be.
Have a good night. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm drinking the rest of this. I mean, so.